selling them at the community center, and lots of people drop by and donate and pick up. And so it's kind of like a puzzle swap, if you will.
Are you going to be at in person on Thursday?
Yeah, next week. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I'll bring puzzles.
awesome.
I'll bring you some puzzles too.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Fantastic.
Puzzle.
Yay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well, I
All
will
group of
check.
it.
We got quite a bit of puzzles too. Maybe I'll bring something. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to another edition of the South End of Phoenix. We get together every week, and we were just chatting on how we could help one of the organizations. Yeah, Penny Lee, you were just talking about one of the associations that you're in
Yep.
that raises money for just for the folks on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and YouTube. What's the story behind that?
So the organization is called the Women's Institute. It's been around for 125 years. It was started when one of the women of the local farmers had fed her son unpasteurized milk and he died. And back 125 years ago, we didn't have social media, we didn't have Google to find out how to do things. And so this organization was started so that people could support each other in their community, and they have advocated for change. And some of the big changes you may recognize is lines on the road. So when people started driving cars, there were no lines, and the women advocated to get lines on the road so there was direction and people weren't crashing into each other. Number two, the other big thing is children were being run over by school buses because they couldn't see the kids in front of the bus cross the road. So they advocated for an arm to be put on the front of a bus so that the bus drivers could make sure there were no kids there before they move forward. So those are some of the big things. It is a worldwide organization, and I'm very proud to be part of the Russell Village Women's Institute, where we do fundraising and support local causes in our community.
That's great, Penny Lee. And so, what is this thing about the puzzles? You have a new one coming up this to
Yeah,
raise.
so the Women's Institute does all the decorative hanging planters around the village, and it costs over $6,000 a year to do that. And so we are setting up this puzzle exchange or puzzle fundraiser where people can donate puzzles to us, and then they can come and purchase puzzles, and all the money goes towards the flowers. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not sure the exact date, but we're working on collecting puzzles now so that we have lots to offer the community. And lots of people come from all over the place for the puzzle fundraiser because we have so many different puzzles and great price. You know, you make a donation, so it's totally up to you what you can afford. That's what we take.
That's
Okay.
great. That's great. I have a puzzle that's already done. So the assembly already done.
No, I think the idea is they want puzzles that
Yeah,
aren't done.
yeah. Some assembly required. I get it.
Totally.
So, Penny Lee, I could make
Yep.
you a couple of puzzle boards, just pieces of plywood with a border around it.
Yep.
And you do your puzzle on the table, and then, oh, I'm not going to do anything for a few days. And you take this whole board and
Yep.
move it away.
Cool.
That's a good idea, actually. Way to
That
go.
we could actually do a draw for those. Like people could buy tickets and we could do a draw for that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could make you two or
Yeah, on
three
a
of them.
four
And
by
then,
eight sheet of plywood, you can make a few of them.
Thank you. That'd be fantastic.
Thank
you
you.
know where I could get a good price on plywood, Penny Lee?
I do.
Yeah, the husband works, see? That way? That's awesome. Just speaking of charities, I know Kat is also involved in a charity. So, Kat, do you have any? You can't talk? Oh, I'm not able to talk. Okay. Let me know some of the details about it, and we'll mention it through the meeting. Okay, that'll be great. Um, and okay, perfect. Hi, Jody and Terry. Glad you can make it. And welcome, everybody. If you are listening in, we're just chatting about how Phoenix can make a difference in our community, and there's so many ways that we can help in this way. So we always get excited when we can help others in that way. So let's head right into how Phoenix is doing. A little bit of a snapshot on how what's our performance like. Well, this is our site, pbex.ca, those that are listening in on YouTube and Facebook and all that. And member of the week is Redmond O'Brien. He's our lawyer for the group. He does wills and estates and everything. And there's a quick snapshot and video of Redmond. And Mike will be substituting for Redmond today because he's so busy. He wasn't able to make it this morning. So it's great to see that he's doing well. And so those of you that are looking at possibly coming in and just checking out Phoenix in some way, we have some online ways that you can do that. One of the ways is to check out some of these red buttons. And depending on where and when you want to come in, right now we got Thursday, so this is the button you would press to come into this group. So we'd be happy if you have a business and you want to promote a little bit, you can come in 2 or 3 times, no problem, just to sort of get a feel for the group. And then from there, you can decide whether or not this is a good fit for you. But we are looking for various people, contractors, general contractors is one of them, people that will do big jobs, like big backyard jobs or roofs or anything else that we are getting called for. So this is one way we can try and do that. Next, we have our meeting that's coming up next week for this group will be the South End group, which is next week at the River Lounge. Okay, so we're meeting next week personally at the River Lounge, starting at 7:30. We go to about 8:30 and some change, and then from there we could do it. I always have a lot of fun with those in-person meetings. It's a great way to be able to get those out. East End Trade Winds. It's Bernie's group that every Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock we look at that, and it's a global thing. So if you're a coach or if you're any type of person that it doesn't need a actual location, like if you're not really bound, if you're a florist, chances are you would want things to come in locally. But Bernie has a global group that's really great. Usually about 15 to 20 people show up there, so it's a nice, powerful group. And I do my meditations every Friday, no exception. So tomorrow at 1:30, you can chill out and you can come in for that. Penny Lee has her dance, and there's her classes there. And we have our QR for all members. And so this is if you're in a shopping center and you hear someone is looking for, well, anything, social media. If you're looking for a realtor, there's Eric. We got an accountant. Everyone is in one place. And the great thing about that is the QR is attached to that. And on your phone, when you go diagonally, the QR gets bigger and you can share that basically business card with someone else on their phone. And that didn't cost anything. And I love that because this way it's in sort of an organic way that we can share ourselves, because so many times people will say, Tony, I think it's great. It's just that I'm never in a position to really refer during the day. But in private times, when you're in a supermarket and you hear someone's looking for someone, you're over here, someone's has a honey-do list, and they have some things to do around the house. Well, Norm can help you with that, and all you need to do is find him, and that's one great way to do it. Those that are wanting more information from Phoenix, here's the Phoenix QR. Gives you a little information of who we are, what we've done, and there's an online application if you are so inclined that you could click that and you can apply for us. You could, once we get the membership in, we could look at the type of work that you do. We want to make sure that it's something that we could help you provide in terms of connections and so on. And it's all good. As far as charities go, we've always been very heavy on charities, and this year we have the Canada Food Cupboard, the food bank in Canada that is we're sponsoring. Of course, there's a whole list of people that that we've helped over the years. Mike has been instrumental to show us different roads for Make-A-Wish Foundation and other ones down the road. And his Playing It Forward for Wishes, I believe, is coming up in the summer, and it's always very successful. So we always try and get involved with that too. So far we've come up with 43,000 in terms of funds there. So that's what where our dues go. Basically, it's whatever that we collect as far as dues. It all ends up back in the community in some way, or we try to enhance something in some way. So it's all good that way. And just a quick idea, if you have not already seen this, I'm just going to show you real quick. We've added, of course, here's our calendar, and we've got so many things coming up. This weekend, we've got the auto show coming up, and I believe there is another show coming up that I heard about. I think it's a garden show or something. But we're trying to populate this with so many things that we can be able to contact and do. This way, this becomes sort of a good reference in case you're scheduling an event and you don't want it to conflict with something. For instance, if you have an event for women in your group, and that's the same weekend that the Ottawa Women's Show, probably not the most optimal timing is to do it all at the same time. So you want to try and see, this is the Cottage and Backyard Show. There's the Gem Show coming up on April 12th. Actually, I'm going to go to that one. There is there's a person that I usually will get my sound frequency stuff from that's coming from Tibet in there. So there's some good vendors in there that will attract a lot of people. So that is great there, okay? But if you want to have your own event, if you have your own event you'd like us to populate and put on the calendar, just go to the application here and just fill it out. Basically, give it their description. There's a picture, how much it costs, all the things that you might need, what it's gonna be called, and we'll be happy to post it for you. Okay, all members can do that, and so it's a good thing. This way, it doesn't get lost in emails, and we get things done. All right, and okay, so let's move on to our educational portion, and I think Eric has a word of wisdom for us. Go ahead, Eric.
You got it, everybody. So what I want to make sure is that whenever we are out and about, no matter what it is that we're doing throughout the day, always mention or figure out and keep thinking of how is it that I can introduce to the person that I'm in front who I am and what I actually do. And the example I'll use for that is I went for an espresso down the street at Happy Goat. We had an agent open house last week. One of the agents brought some Happy Goat donuts. So in that, it ended up that I was speaking to the owner of the Happy Goat, which is a franchise. She owns two of them. And I simply mentioned, I said, "Oh, great! You guys have donuts at this location. We had Happy Goat donuts at this agent open house that we'd had last week. You see, I'm a realtor, and we get our realtors all together, and we're trying to promote homes, and so that's why we were at the event. Do you guys have the donuts?" So immediately it was a big smile, and so that it just started a whole conversation. So it's a great way of introducing who you are without being the used car salesman or the ambulance chaser and being like, "Hey, I'm a realtor. Do you have a house for sale? Do you know anybody who wants to buy? Do you have any friends? Do you have any colleagues?" Like that just sounds so cheesy, but at least this one was a great way to introduce it. And then the espresso came, I tasted it, and the nice thing is it wasn't sour and it wasn't bitter. And so I mentioned it to the guy who made it, and I said, "Oh, that's a delicious one. There's no sourness to that. It's really, really delicious." And it was cute because the guy said, "Oh, geez, you know what? I just dialed it in all this morning. I dialed it in. I took some time for it." And then my immediate response was, "Well, all of your efforts obviously were, well rewarded," or whatever I said. And you could see the owner was smiling because she was sort of overhearing what's going on in my franchise, what's going on in my shop. And so what it did is it just led to a really nice, easy conversation. They made sure to say goodbye when I was leaving, and now they know I'm a realtor. Unfortunately, they know the realtor who bought the donuts, who did the agent open house, and they're good friends. But it doesn't matter, right? So what matters is that there's that extra piece of contact that I ordinarily would not have had. And there's at least two people that work there that now know I'm a realtor when they see me next. And the benefit to it is now the people that are around me in the lineup, they see that I'm friendly. They see that I'm respectful. They see that I'm positive. And you never know. That happened to me years ago when I was in a lineup at a Starbucks and somebody said, "Oh, you're a realtor? Could we chat? Would it be okay? Do you have a minute?" He ended up becoming a client of mine. So always remember that. And from what Tony said this morning too, right, is you can also integrate, say, oh, and if something comes up in the conversation, the great way to look at it is to always say, oh, wow, that's fantastic, because I'm part of a great network of business partners, and I'd love to introduce you to, my dancing queen here, Penny Lee. If you're, I heard you were looking to do, working out, or you were looking for something alternative, maybe just have a chat with her. So that's a good way of doing it. So just always be thinking, how can I integrate what I do, and potentially, the Phoenix? How can I integrate that into a sentence or an introduction that's not a sales at all? Just as a matter of fact. Just think of as a matter of fact, and see where that takes you. So that's your education for the day. Take care.
Okay, thank you very much, Eric. That's awesome. And okay, we'll go right into our introductions and just to get a little idea of what you wanted to showcase for today. And I believe, Eric, you have to leave. There's a big deal coming for
Yeah.
you. Okay, so why don't you do your infomercial first, and that way you get that out of the way and let us know.
Okay, sounds great. So I'm Eric Perron. I'm your real estate advisor with Engel and Volkers Ottawa. We have, I think, 6 locations throughout Ottawa. So we really cover absolutely everything. We're in the West and Westboro. We're downtown. We have 2 locations in the Glebe. We have 1 downtown. And then also we're now in Manotick as well, in Manotick and Ottawa South. So then we are also on the Quebec side. So if you have anybody, sometimes people think that realtors are only very local. But remember, if you have somebody in Toronto who is looking to buy or sell, and they don't have a realtor, and you know them, and you say, hey, you know what, let me put you in touch with Eric. Maybe he knows somebody. That works out really well, because then at least through my network, I can introduce you to a lot of people. As an example, I had somebody come to Ottawa, and they wanted to purchase in Ottawa, but they needed to sell in Quebec City. So I introduced them to a really great realtor in Quebec City. So that network, once again, is huge. In terms of BAMs and referrals, I don't think I've had a BAM, but I do know that Terry Black had her event in December, and it was really well attended. I ended up meeting up with one of her colleagues there, and I might be doing a presentation at the Hunt Club Manor because of it. Because we met and we had a really nice chat. We ended up talking for, I think, an hour and a half or whatnot. And so it was great. So then I ordered a floor banner, and so we're going to try and make sure that we give honor to the relationship that Terry was able to establish between her and I. So I appreciate that, Terry. So that's a kudos and a referral.
That's great. Thank you very much, Eric. And actually, over to Terry. How are you doing, Terry?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm Terry Black with Dignity Memorial. I am a funeral pre-planner, and pre-planning is all about protecting your family from emotional and financial hardships. Without a plan in place, when someone passes, and without a plan in place, if you've never even had that conversation of what you wanted, the family's left struggling and guessing. So they're 2 questions they continue to live with without a plan in place is it what they wanted? Is it what mom wanted? Or did I do the right thing? And financial. So people don't realize that when someone passes, a funeral is due almost like immediately. So half is due when the family's sitting in front of the funeral director, and half is due at the service. And if there's no money put away for that, if there's no plan in place that's so that the funeral is paid for, then the family's left struggling. So this is just a messy situation. So that's the benefits of pre-planning. So I am available through McAvoy and Shields at 1411 Hunt Club Road. And you can reach me there. You can reach me through my social media links, and just have a conversation and just learn more about what pre-planning is all about. And, really it's all about you taking control now and putting in place how you want your life to be celebrated and how you want to be remembered. So Dignity Memorial, where every detail is remembered. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Terry. And BAM wise and referrals?
None this week, sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Terry. Awesome. And over to Norm. Go ahead, my friend.
Boy's Hope Maintenance and Repair. Like Eric said on the education thing, I was coming out of the chiropractor yesterday with my wife, and this guy held the door open for us. And as we go out of the chiropractor, I pointed to the building and I said, "How do you like that siding?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I like it." I said, "We did that." He said, "I need siding." So uh, it was just a way to introduce my company. I did a lot of work for the chiropractor's building, and so he wants to take his siding off, put insulation on, and then uh, hopefully that'll make his house more efficient. But when I go, I'm going to tell him you don't need to take the siding off. You need to upgrade your windows because that's the weakest spot. Like even 2x4 construction, the R value is 12. 2x6 it's 20, but the windows are 2. So I change the glass and bring it up to 4.5. So that makes the house warmer and it makes it tolerate more humidity and it makes it more comfortable. So that's the advantage of starting a conversation for somebody. You never know where your next lead come from. Being as I wear a shirt with writing on it, was it the bulk barn, and somebody says, "Could you tell me where the pepper is?" And I said, "No, I can't do that, but I can fix your windows." "Oh yeah, I need my windows fixed." So always be selling, so and now the season of fixing your windows is coming up because people don't open their windows in the wintertime. And then this time they're going to start trying to open their windows. Some of them won't open. And I know how to unlock them if the lock has jammed shut in the closed position. But the big thing is if they need window door repairs, they should be looking at it now because I'm not too sure what it's going to be like to get parts, with some of the tariffs happening. So, and the honeydew list is the big thing for this year, beginning of the year. So Boy's home maintenance repair honeydew list, we get it done. We fix your home. If you don't have time to do it, don't know how to do it, don't have the time to do it, we'll do it.
Okay, Norm, and any BAMs or referrals?
Kat and I had a BAM not last week, the week before.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, with my wife, she's European and she is adamant about keeping the windows open all winter. She's not happy until she can see her breath in the bedroom. So, yeah, I know. So it's one of those things. But and over to Mike. He's going to be substituting for Redmond. And go ahead, Mike.
Great, thank you, Tony. Eric, great education this morning. I think there's nothing that a donut introduction can't do as far as business goes. Substituting for Redmond O'Brien who's a member at this chapter. Redmond O'Brien is part of Odette Rigamba Lawyers Professional Corporation. This firm works in family law, wills and estates, real estate, personal injury law, and he's the first lawyer that I came across that also works in immigration law. A good referral for Edmund is that he is looking for family law clients who are in the process of separating or have separated and require legal assistance. And another good referral for Redmond are real estate estate clients who need a new will drafted or a power of attorney drafted or reviewed. Odette Rigamba Lawyer Professional Corporation, protecting your rights is our priority.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And go ahead. You can talk about your great things that you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Mike from Playing It Forward for Wishes, community organization. We've been around since 2014, raising a little over 500,000 for the community since that time. We're very proud. We're all volunteers. We run a couple of golf events and other types of events a year to raise monies, and then we dole it out to community organizations. I have a really nice incentive going on right now that Penny Lee, this might be right up your alley. For the Women's Institute is I have a golf tournament. It's called the Enduro. It's 2 golf games in one day, so it's a bit of a challenge, but it's really fun. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the works. It's a really phenomenal event that we put on every year. And so let's say, Penny Lee, in your organizations and your connections or whatever, if you were to bring in a foursome, 4 people to play this event or what have you, they would be known as Golf Angels. And the reason they're known as Golf Angels is because really what they're doing, instead of a spectacular day that they have in front of them, we also give you back a gift of $1,000 to put towards your flower campaign. So that's so basically, simply put, we have a golf tournament. You bring in a foursome, they pay for it. They're known as Golf Angels. You get them through your connections. Once they come in, register. We process a check for $1,000, give it back to you, Penny Lee, for the good works that you do in the community. So keep that in mind. Mattering matters.
Hey, thank you, Mike. Awesome. Any BAMs? Have you talked to any of the members?
Yeah, Terry and I had quite a conversation a few weeks back. We've been talking a lot about business, life, and so on. It was great to catch up with her and see all the new stuff that she's doing. Very proud of her. And yeah, so that was really good. And also last week, talked to well, the Canada Food Cupboard that you're sponsoring, Tony, playing at
Mhm.
Four Wishes will give $1,000 towards the good works that they do. And also she mentioned that they were doing a clothes drive or what have you. And I'm going to reconnect with her because I came through a contact that has a pile of realtor, they have a pile of brand new clothes. And so I'm going to get that and give it to her for her clothing drive that she is doing for the end of the month.
Okay, perfect, Mike. Thank you. I love what you do, man. That's awesome. And just a quick note from Kat. She's just wants us to relay that she's involved in a charity called Transforming a Lot with Autism. For the past 4 years, she's been involved with that firsthand to incredible impact on families that are on that autism journey. It is about the virtual balloon race, is what they call it, and it's from the April 1st to April 5th. And basically, what they do is they join in, they buy a balloon or sort of a virtual balloon that they purchase for the families, and it goes straight to those programs that help these amazing therapists that go through and continue their really work in 2025. And one of the challenges that if you can challenge your friends and family and others that could support this cause, as Kat is doing that, and it's life changing. It's watch the leaderboard, and where you want to do is go to balloonrace.net, TRZQ, I believe it is. You can get your balloon and you can do it online. All right. So if you needed some more information, we'd be happy to provide that for you. Okay. Thank you very much, Kat, for doing that. I really appreciate that. And over to Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Specializing in dash camera installations, nice and neat, no wires hanging down, right to the fuse panel of the car. Also do minor repairs, oil changes, and brake jobs. And this week I'm talking about oil changes because many of us just wait for the idiot light to come on and remind us to get that oil changed in our vehicles. And this is a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing, especially for people who have vehicles that don't drive very much or don't go very far. Because one thing that happens to oil is it breaks down over time, whether you're driving your vehicle or not. And if you take a look in your owner's manual, it'll tell you, the recommended oil change, 8,000 or 10,000 kilometers, which I highly recommend you don't exceed. But it also says, or 1 year. I had a customer, a friend of mine that I play baseball with, who during COVID time left his vehicle sitting for, well, it was almost 2 years by the time he came to me for an oil change. And that oil came out like molasses. So you don't want to be doing that. It's oil that looks like that or is in that kind of viscosity is not doing the job it needs to be doing for your vehicle. So keep that in mind. If you have a vehicle you don't drive very much, to get that oil changed at least once a year or every 10,000 kilometers. That's it for me. Besides BAMs wise, one thing I want to mention, Jacqueline did a presentation yesterday in the East meeting. And one thing she did for me not so long ago is she provided information, a calculation for renewing a mortgage. With interest rates have fallen in the last little while, if you had got a closed mortgage and it's high interest rates that were last year and the year before, you may need to look at recalculating and redoing that mortgage early because you can save money. I know that because I did it personally and saved myself, well, my wife and I, $4,000 over the 5 years that we took our closed mortgage. So keep that in mind when interest rates are falling, that you can renew your mortgage early and save some money. That's it for me, Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca, today's mobile electronics without the cost of the vehicle, and, well, a lot more.
Thanks a lot, Sam. That's great. And just a quick plug again, just to reiterate, Kat, she's involved with not only the social media aspect of it, where she can she help with Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, but she's also like a great person to as a sounding board. If there's strategies that you want to set up, it is always better to promote with a strategy, because then you got a plan. You got somewhere that you are going. It's not just, okay, we should do something with Facebook. What do you think? And you come up with something within 2-3 minutes and you just post it. Those are good. I mean, in the beginning when we're in business, there's not a lot of time. You're spending most of your time with new clients and all of this. But after a while, there should be some kind of repetition that you're promoting, then you're harvesting, that kind of thing. So there's a cycle in your business. And Kat is right on that. So if you want that kind of planning, do a BAM. What a BAM is a business activity meeting where you chat with one of our members and find out what they do and the type of ideas that would come out of that kind of a conversation. So that's great. So Kat is great for that. So you're looking for that, I highly recommend her, and she's on our roster in terms of the directory in our Phoenix lineup. So thank you very much, Kat. And over to Jody. You still there, Jody? I know the kids are about ready to go to school. She's probably, oh, there she is. Hey, Jody.
Good morning. Hi. It is, what day is today? I don't even know. Thursday. All the days blend together. Anyway, we are approaching the end of the week, and this is exciting because I lead women fitness classes, and it's not only about moving our body. I do a lot of, working on how we speak to ourselves, some positive affirmations, and moving our bodies. And I offer 10-minute workouts, 30-minute workouts, and 1-hour workouts. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. And what else? Oh, BAMs. I have spoke with Susan McGarry. Her and I caught up, which is really great. It's nice to align with somebody. Like health is like all encompassing. Like I was just saying, it's how we speak to ourselves, how we move our bodies, but it's also how we feed our bodies. So that was a really good BAM with her. I have ongoing business with Redmond, redoing our and I think that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Jody.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. In one way or the other, you have to start moving. I mean, we're going to get a presentation from Penny Lee shortly. And no matter what you end up doing, we have to keep moving our bodies. When we're young, it's just a given that we're always jumping fences. At least I did when I was younger, climbing trees or whatever. But there should be more activity in our youth. And as we get older, we have to continue some form of activity. Because just moving, they just came out with some studies I read a few days ago that just moving is a form of antidepressant. And it's true. As soon as your muscles start flexing, your depression possibility starts to come down just by moving. So whether you dance or whether you do workouts, you need to do something. So if you don't want to do workouts, that's fine. You don't want to dance, that's fine. But you can't just do nothing because, I think it was our member on Monday, Shane Bayless, that says if you decide that you're going to deny moving because you have the choice, eventually you won't have the choice to move. so, so that's a good way to do that. My name's Tony Janess. I'm with Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I'm a medium and clairvoyant, and I use those talents and gifts that I've had my whole life. I only discovered it 15 years ago, but I've had it my whole life, and it's all about how can we bring that form of connection so it benefits people. So it's not just being nosy, knowing that you're in a restaurant and you know the people beside you they're about to get a divorce and their first date is on the other side. I just didn't know what to do with all that information as I was getting it through. But when we're channeling, when someone's asking a question, what do I do when? Then of course answers are starting to come up. So if you are feeling off, if you're feeling that your health or whether your mental situation is at a point where a coach can help you a lot. So Mike does a lot of that. Penny Lee's does a lot of that, which is great from a cognitive point of view. But if there's something deeper, like something in a past life, we can dive into that and look at how that is affecting you now, because there's always things going on there. So you come in for a tuning session and we can really figure it out. If you've never done a BAM with me, some of the members, you can schedule one, and I'll give you one for free, and just so that you can feel what it's like. Just word of caution, though: make sure you come to me stressed, because when you leave, you won't be. And if you come already chilled and you're leaving chilled, you will probably see no reaction. So it's always good to time it so that you're coming in and there's something really going on. And then when you leave, you realize that the difference, the vibration is different. All right. One of the things that I really do on top of all that is we have crystal bracelets. I have over 100 varieties, anything from helping you sleep more, increasing your intuition. It's great for pain. The bloodstone is great for cramps for women. It does so many things. We have so many bracelets that do different things. So this one particular is Howlite, and that may help you sleep, and it brings in a level of calm that you have all day. If someone is usually angry behind the wheel and rage, as Mike would say, this actually calms the person down to a point. So these crystals are great in that way. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. We are here to raise your spirits, okay? And we have the great opportunity to be able to hear Penny Lee. She's showcasing her talents and the things that she does in her industry. And so, Penny Lee, take it away.
Good morning. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, the sound is good.
Awesome. So I have my headset on today because this space here was created during COVID in order for me to offer online Zoom classes, but also so that I could marry people. And, you really don't know what is in front of you until you stop and take time to think about what you would like your life to be like. And so today I want to talk to you about my Vision to Victory workshop. Yes, I do fitness classes, so I do a few things. I am a wedding officiant. I can also celebrate life doing funerals. I am a fitness instructor teaching a fitness practice called the NIA Technique. I am a mindset coach doing the Vision to Victory workshop and Stepping Stones for Success to help business owners. And most recently, before Christmas, I decided to add a line of clothing to my repertoire so that my students and people that know me can have comfortable, casual business and fitness attire. So those are all the things I do, but today I'm going to focus on the Vision to Victory. So number one, when it comes to your vision, it's about priority thinking. And the second thing is understanding what drives you and what allows you to take action. And number three, the vision board is way more than just slapping pictures and words on a board. So I really help you dig deep into your belief systems and understand why you want things. So let's just think about that for a moment. Investing time, how you invest your time is a choice, and the results you are currently getting are also a choice. Would you agree? Type 1 in the chat. So, one of the things that, even though I practice these things, sometimes when you are in a situation that is not working for you, you forget about some of the things that you know how to do. So I wanted to remind you that being so busy and not taking time to think is not doing you any favors. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our business and life, and we don't take time to stop and think about what it is that we want our life to look like. And I know for me, busy, 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 so busy, I don't have time to think. I used to hear that all the time, and I used to say it all the time until I discovered the power of visualization. Now, it's been interesting because, as you may know, back in July, I had a small wound that would not heal. And today it's over 8 months, and that wound is now 2 centimeters by 1 centimeter. And I have a second wound that will not heal. And yes, people are giving me all kinds of ideas and suggestions on what I can do to help it heal. I am being followed by an infectious disease doctor, and I also have a spirit guide. That would be Tony. And I have a Reiki master, and I have an osteopath. I have many, many modalities to help me heal. But I came to realize recently that I have been very focused on the pain that this is causing me. And so naturally, what you think about comes about. So, Tony said to me the other day, you know, Penny Lee, I can't really help much more than helping you with the vibration because it is your journey. And so that was my eye opener to stop and take time to think about what I'm thinking about. And so some of the things that I have been thinking about are, am I going to have to live with this my whole life? Um, is the pain is the pain not going to stop? Have the painkillers stopped working? I've been thinking about all of these things that are causing more grief to my body. And so when I do the Vision to Victory workshop, it's really about helping people, professionals, get a grasp on what it is that they want. And so I want to heal. That's what I want for me. And so I really have taken time to step back and think, one, uh, what do I need to let go of? Because I know there's something that is hanging on that will not let me go. And your body, through my movement practice, the Nia technique, it's a sensory experience. So that means that your body communicates with you. And I need to listen to what my body is trying to tell me. There is an issue going on. It might be an autoimmune issue. I don't know. And yes, I am working with traditional medicine, but I also know that my mind is very powerful. And so changing my thoughts from, thank you, body, for healing. I am healed. I am whole. I am healthy. I love you, body. I really appreciate all the things that you can do for me, that I breathe 24/7 without having to think. So, all of these thought processes I needed to write down. and recognize and create mantras that I'm going to repeat over and over again. But a big thing that came to my attention was last week when I got back from my trip for the uh, from my cruise. I had a cold, a head cold, which I guess is very common when you're on a cruise. People come back with what they call cruise crud, and it's, lung stuff because there's so many germs and so many people are so closely together. Anyways, and so I had a head cold and I spent a lot of time sleeping to allow my body to heal. But I really didn't want to go and teach my classes. It took me everything to get my butt to my class, and I only had, I think, three classes that I taught out of normally six um, last week. And my first class, I thanked my students for being there because it is them that motivates me to go and teach the class. And although I was in pain and I could barely breathe, I did the class sitting in a chair. And so I guided them through the movements seated because I am a committed individual. And if I have a class that I need to teach, I'm going to show up. And that is really how this all came to be because I really didn't like exercise in the beginning. I had a mindset, a block about exercise, and I really didn't like going to the gym. I didn't like sweating. I didn't like the after effect of my muscles hurting. And then I discovered that I love music and I love dancing. And putting those two things together for me allows me to move my body and help my body to be able to be stronger, to heal. And the body is a magical machine. It really is. And so after my first class, seated, I felt a little bit better. And then after my second class, I did my second class seated as well, and my students were so understanding. And I was going to do it standing. They said, "No, sit down. We'll follow you seated in the chair," because they kind of know the routine already. And I did that, and I felt even better. This week, I was like, okay, now that I've changed my mindset and I have been doing the NIA 5 stages, I feel fantastic. Like my body is rebuilding itself and my strength and being able to move. Um, I just feel so fantastic. And you know what, Tony? Big part of my movement practice and any movement practice, but particularly moving to music, the words and the music vibrate, as you know, Tony. The vibration of the music helps to move your energy through the chakra system, and that's a big part of what NIA is all about. So back to the idea of mindset, I am teaching a Vision to Victory workshop on Saturday, April 26th, I think it is, from 3 to 5 p.m. It's a matter of taking 2 hours of your time to really stop and think about what it is you want to accomplish. And that can be in one of the four key areas, either your physical well being, your emotional well being, your relationships, or your financial situation. And I know one thing that I have taught you before is your starting line. And so taking time every month to reevaluate those four key areas to see where the lower one is so that you can take time and put some energy into that. Like emotional well being. I mean, that is about giving back, having your heart open and being able to share with others, kind of like the puzzle thing. That's maybe there's an area in your life that you'd like to contribute, but you don't know how. Well, Tony does a great job of offering us opportunities within Phoenix to be able to help organizations. So that's a way that you can give back and help other people, and that helps expand your heart and makes you emotionally full. So that's another area that, that's why I joined the Women's Institute so that I could make a difference there. The Vision to Victory is really an opportunity, one, for you to take your thought processes and put them in a visual image because we think in pictures. Our brain is a filing cabinet for pictures. And so if I tell you, do not think of an elephant right now, I can pretty much guess you are all thinking about an elephant. So it's when you say a negative, not, your brain does not capture that. And so that's a big part of how negative thinking impacts us. So if I'm thinking that, I don't want to have to live my whole life with this pain in my leg, guess what? The universe is giving me more pain because I said I don't want that. And that's a big part of shifting our belief systems and how we think. And it takes time and it takes repetition, and that creates a new habit. So that being said, I don't know how much time I have left, but I want to finish up with movement, obviously, because I believe that every time we think or we take time to think, we want to activate the body in some way. So I have a song that I have incorporated into my routines this week because I need the reminder for myself. And so I'm going to share my music. Do you have the share option available for me, Tony? Yeah.
I do.
Okay, cool. Um,
I think you got about 2 or 3 minutes.
okay, well, I don't understand why this won't open. I think I had this problem last time, but anyways. Play. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So very simply, so we pull, bring it to you, release. Very simple. The other side. Healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. We pull and then release.
I relax and visualize. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am healed.
Okay, now we're gonna do 2 arms. So we grab, pull, release.
And I receive.
Grab, pull,
I am
release.
healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am well.
Very simple.
I am healed,
So you're activating your hands. Notice your core is moving. I think your butt cheeks should be shifting from side to side. So when you activate the mind, it's very happy when you move the body because they're integrated, right? So what you're thinking will be ingrained in your body, and that will help you to attract what you want. So I'm going to pause this here. But I also wanted to share with you, there's one, and I'm not going to use music, but there's one simple practice that, when I first started NIA, I did this, and it helped to heal my feet. And so I have not done this for quite some time, just because I was feeling good. But again, the reminder, so there's 5 stages of development. If you have a pulled shoulder or if you have a sore neck or whatever, you can do this anytime. So there's 5 stages. The first one is rolling from side to side like an embryo. No, not now. In the mother's womb, because we have cellular memory of that. The second thing, we roll over onto our belly. One side long, one side short. That's called creeping. And we alternate. The body has cellular memory of this. Guess what's next? If you have grandchildren or children, They move into the crawling stage. And so we spend a minute in each stage of development. The next thing is our monkey, which is a squat. When I first started Nia, I could not do this at all. And then finally moving up into an upright bipedal being with the strength of our legs and our feet grounded. So I just wanted to share with you that sometimes when you practice these things, you need reminders from other people that it works. And so I've started back doing my NIA 5 stages in order to help heal my body, the wounds that are hanging on. I'm doing some mindset work so that I can release and let go and helping my body to heal. So, again, Tony knows it's all connected, mind, body, and spirit. They all work together, and seeking out people who can help you in those areas is very important because you can't do it all by yourself. And that was a big eye opener for me in the past week. So thank you to those of you who have helped me. And if you'd like some help with your mindset and your goals, I hope you all have goals set for 2025. I would like to help you to get clarity on that and be able to manifest that more easily and help you understand your belief system so that you can shift and get to where you want to be. So that's on Saturday, April 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. I would love for you to join me. And I know Redmond has done it and a few other people. Terry has done the workshop with me. And yeah, would love an opportunity to do that for you if you would like to join me. It's lots of fun.
Thank you very much,
movement is
Penny Lee.
medicine.
Yeah, thank you
You're
very much,
welcome. Any
Penny Lee.
questions?
That was a great presentation, and we're right on 9 o'clock. Man, you are bang on. You are good. So if there's anybody that wants to chat with Penny Lee, set up a BAM with her and find out more because she has a wealth of information. She's actually teaching our class on Sunday. I have a light workers class that we're trying to incorporate a business aspect into that, and she's already got everything in place. So even though I could do it, but Penny Lee that does it with such flair, I have enough to do. So I'm more than happy to give that opportunity to Penny Lee. So that's great. So thank you very much, Penny Lee. And who is presenting next week? We're going to be meeting
give me
in
1
person.
second.
Yep.
Oh, it's Eric. Yes, Eric.
Eric? Okay. Yeah, Eric, actually,
Yeah.
he did mention that in the beginning. So we're going to be meeting in person at the River Lounge. Bring your puzzles if you have any puzzles, and we'll see if we could spread that information a little bit in the auto text that we're sending everybody that would be coming, so that they could bring something. If they have any puzzles lying around, it's a great way for a good cause. And just as a note for our quote for the day, anything can happen in life, especially nothing, if you don't focus on it. It's all about mindset, isn't it? And it's from Michael Huizenberg. Hope I pronounced that right. I probably killed it. So those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, thank you so much for being loyal viewers. We see in the feed that there are many people constantly visiting us, and so we're really happy about that. And hope you can find some way, if you have a business that you want to come in, we'd be happy to have you. So until next week, we won't be seeing you next week on Zoom. We will be in person, but the week after we will be there. We're also available on Monday and Wednesdays, as per usual on Zoom. So until next time, take care. And we are